What am I doing? No! God damn it! Well, these little shits won't fucking die. For fuck's sake. I'm gonna die. Yep. Hey everybody, it's your guy, Sugar Ray. So you're probably thinking, man, look at that emblem. Look at that ghost. You guys can have these if you put a little time and effort in. All you have to do is try, and most of the time you're gonna get it. We'll go through the armor builds right now. On my chest of Alphalupi build, I have Breach Resonator on my chest. What it does is every time you get kills with armor piercing rounds, it gives you back energy to your class ability and your grenade. On the boss encounter, I ran Mountaintop and Anarchy. If you have them, awesome. If you don't, you can run Xenophage, you can run Black Talon. I say that it's kind of off the wall, but I ran it on my Hunter and it worked out pretty well. So you guys can all do this. It's not that hard. It's all about control. So let's get ready to get into the gameplay. You're probably asking, why do you have on Izanagi's? Why do you have Chest of Alphalupi, Sugar? Well, these two choices are what I chose because I felt more comfortable with them, and you can also use whatever you feel is more comfortable while you're soloing this dungeon. So what I'd like y'all to understand is that there's no need to go balls to the wall 90 or nothing during this. Yes, there's a lot going on and you might feel overwhelmed at times, but you can do this, I promise you. I did skip over the first part on my Titan, as you can see, but I was a little crunched for time and I had work in a few hours, so I kind of opted out just to do the whole jump up here, jump around, and go all the way to the side and do it all. I ran Top Tree Sentinel for Bubble, Suppressor Grenade, Towering Barricade, and Catapult Jump. I also had on Taken Armaments to give me heavy from my grenade kills. What I like to do for the first encounter was to sit in a little corner at first, pop the knight that spawns in front of me, then slide to the right and throw a grenade to get rid of the scions closest to me. I felt that my biggest threat went from the scions to the knights. Sometimes the game will freak on you and the scions will just keep replicating like it's no tomorrow. Prioritize the scions first, then continue on to the knights. It's easier to control this encounter when there is only one knight alive when you go to cleanse the fountains. Less fire, less restarts. After you cleanse the first fountain, more scions are going to spawn. Take care of them before you take the last knight that was left standing to reset the encounter. In this time, pay attention to where the boss is and where he is located. A lot of the times I lost track of him and I ended up getting shot off the platform. If this happens, don't panic. Let the Forces Shield Boot push you all the way to the edge of the encounter's boundary and you will get the joining allies at the bottom of the screen. For the damage phases, I would jump above or close to the boss and pop my bubble on or next to him. I throw a suppressor grenade to suppress and then slide out and back in once he's been suppressed. I did as much damage as I could before the first wave of goblins showed up. If no goblins shield him, then I would keep going until one does. If one does, then take out each one that is in range to shield him, then go back and continue damage. Most of the time, you can get all the goblins that are spawned up before you go back to him to start doing damage, and it's probably best for you to do so because then you don't have to worry about them getting tethered once you go back into the bubble and start doing damage again. Once the damage phase stops and you have to go back to doing what you're doing, just basically rinse and repeat, and it's the same thing over and over again. Take down two knights, leave one up, get rid of the scions when they spawn, and don't let them replicate like cockroaches. This entire encounter can basically make or break you for the first times going through. If you can get the sequence down and you get everything down to a science, which you can see the patterns and everything once you start doing it, once you get it down and you get him down to like where I have him at the first part, it's really just a cakewalk for the rest of the way. You have nothing to worry about, and the next room is super easy. This room really shouldn't cause any of you much trouble, because all you're really doing is clearing ads. With my Titan, I cleared the snipers first and basically let the thrall come after me, and I did away with them easily. You can take the aggressive approach and use one Anarchy grenade on the blights to knock them down, or you can wipe everything like I did and take the blights down safely. Easy tip, jump on top of the blight bubble and you won't take any damage to take out the blight. This room is very simple and shouldn't take anyone too much time to complete. However, if you're being really cautious, then taking your time is probably the way to go. There's nothing wrong with being overly cautious in a solo run. This room should actually be a breath of fresh air considering the last encounter you always had constant fire and had to run away from the boss. So take your time while you can. Okay, so the cube room is what gave me the most trouble. Should I shoot both snipers? Should I wipe the ads or ignore them? What is the best course of action to go with? I found that you can control the snipers and knights to give yourself a small window that lets you get the knight down and pick up the motes without being targeted. Find out where your orb buddy is, wipe all the ads first, then target the first sniper you see. After killing him, look where the knight is going to spawn and set up your shot. After the first knight is down, look for the next sniper in a slightly hurried fashion and kill it. Wait for the knight, kill it, then go to the spot where your orb buddy is above and pop the fountain. Each room provides its own challenge of less or more cover, so whenever you get your best avoidance tactics down, then you should feel comfortable with each room. You can also farm each room for the ammo because the acolytes keep spawning, so just get them down and get what you need. The two bosses are kind of pushovers, so really if you make it to them, you're pretty much golden. If using a sword, just swipe the first one until half health, then heavy swipe, then repeat on the next. Pop your super if you need any insurance, but you should be okay. After this, it's off to Ribbon Road, baby. Ribbon Road, or Singularity, is pretty much your second breath of fresh air. Very simple. You can either do this entire encounter on your Sparrow, or you can take the route you see me take if you aren't very good at keeping your Sparrow on a narrow path. I had plenty of mess ups when it came to running the Sparrow, so whichever way you choose to accomplish it is probably good enough. I killed all the vandals that I thought were threats, and then proceeded with little stress. You can also kill anything else that you see, the knights, kill everything from a distance, if anything, if you're that uncomfortable with this entire encounter. Now, we're going to get to the boss room here in a second, but for the most part, this is pretty much your chill point before a new stress level is about ready to hit. So, let's get into the boss room here in about whenever I'm done zooming through this stuff. For this encounter, your movement will be your lifesaver or your downfall. Keep moving at all times while there are 3 echoes in their 3 appointed places. If you stand still, you're going to get ripped to shreds by them and everything else that's in the room. Now with that in mind, prioritize the scions first, then go for the knights. Each time you take a fountain down, an ogre spawns. I always put 2 rounds of anarchy into him with a mountaintop shot, and then I continued on like he wasn't there. You only have to kill 2 of these ogres because on the 3rd fountain, you can run to the center after popping it and fall into the boss room before the ogre sees you to do damage. Don't be overwhelmed with the amount of things going on in each room. Just keep a cool head and do one thing at a time. After you get the first echo down, each room seems to slow down for you, so that way you can continue on with what you need to get done. During boss damage, I always tried to get behind him. It made me feel as if I was in control of the situation and also a step ahead of him. I would try to hit him with 2 anarchy shots with a few mountaintop shots thrown in between there before moving to my next spot. While I moved from platform to platform, I would be looking for the snipers and trying to get them down as fast as I could. Being behind him helped with that because I was able to stay out of line of sight because I knew where he was going to be. He wasn't going to be in a random spot that I was standing on, and I'd have to adjust to that. As I reached the end of the damage phase and am at the last platform, I found out that you pop your bubble right in front of him where he stands. He throws his knockback aura at you and the bubble absorbs it, allowing you to hit him with whatever you have for DPS. Once he gets ready to reset, you can throw an anarchy on top of him to do a small but helpful amount of damage. Then it's basically rinse and repeat and on to the next room. This next little bit is something that happened to me at least 3 different times during the course of me trying to beat this dungeon. You'll see the scions spawn in like normal, but then they rapidly multiply and I have no way to stop them from doing so. All while I'm having a mini heart attack and trying to find some cover, or the best that I can at the time, while these little shits are all over me. I definitely died 3 or more times to this same circumstance before beating it right here and going on to kill the boss. I mean, look down at his health bar right now. If you aren't internally freaking out, are you a real gamer? I mean, come on, look at it. It's literally nothing. You just get into the freaking boss thing and you hit a couple mountaintop shots and some anarchy and he's dead. He's dead. Look at it. And then these little shits want to spawn like crazy, like I can't even stop them from doing so, but luckily do stop them. And then I have a little mini, breather. Oh man, that was crazy. It sucked. This is basically the end of my little spiel. I'll let you guys listen to the reaction of my first completion of the dungeon. If you made it this far into the video, you're amazing, and I hope you stick around for more. I'm always up to help out with a loadout or give you guys some pointers. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe button. Brawler and I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, then we always post a video on Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Hope to see y'all down in the comment section below. This is Sugar Ray. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Because we're gamers!
Just get them all done. I have 3 light again.
I just did it, boys! I just did it! Yes, motherfucker! Yeah! Yeah, motherfucker! Yeah, motherfucker! Ah!
That's
Hold on. I got it.
Fucking poggers! Poggers! I have a headache.